Hello guys, welcome back to the Small Time Creators Podcast. We are back with a TV review. So we're finally going to review the end of The Last of Us and Poker Face. And yeah, so before I go into introductions, guys, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Like I always say, hit the bell so you get notifications for when the videos are going to come out. And, you know, give us some ratings on Apple, Google, and Spotify. And let us know that you're enjoying the podcast, you know? But yeah, I'm going to introduce everyone. So to my right, we have...
I'm Mark.
Yeah.
Mahanashi.
Kev.
Not Kemar today.
Not
so
Kev.
yeah.
Why didn't you just... You see,
My bad.
You ruined my thing, man.
My bad. But we're gonna start with Last of Us. So the last time we did Last of Us, we ended on reviewing episode 5, myself and Hashi. So here, Mark's obviously seen Last of Us to the end as well.
Yep.
So we're gonna talk about 6, 7, 8, and 9.
Wow.
We're not going to talk about each one individually because it's going to take too much time. We're going to talk about the overall, kind of what we felt, how we feel about everything, and what we liked, what we didn't like. Episode 6 was Kin. So that was the one where Joel finally found Tommy in the little commune that they had and stuff like that. What did we think of that one quickly?
I thought that was a great episode in terms of like, we got an insight into Joel's kind of psyche in terms of like him having his panic attack, stuff like that, and the kind of like monologue that he has in the workshop
when he said I'm losing in my sleep or something like that.
I'm a failure in my sleep.
I'm a failure in my sleep. Yeah,
it was such a great scene between him and Tommy. I like him like proper emoting, like proper like literally like it was a cry for help, and basically saying like I can't do this. You have to do this for me. And like it was incredible.
But that then led on to a good scene with him and Ellie.
Yes.
Saying, I have to let you go. They said that you go with Tommy, he's going to be good for you, blah, blah. And then she said, everyone leaves me and all that kind of thing. It was nice to see them finally because when you play the game, you get that connection in the game fairly early on because you're playing the characters.
Yeah.
So to get that there and to see that emotion with Pedro, and it was just brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
I just want to throw one thing in is... I think Pedro Pascal, for what he's done in this role, it's an injustice for him only now really sort of getting the recognition that he's getting.
But he's in two of the biggest shows right now, though.
I know.
Yeah.
But he's got his body of work. He's done a lot of stuff. Yeah. He's done a lot of stuff. So yes, give him his flowers. But I don't think he deserved his flowers now. I think he deserved his flowers way back when as well.
You make a point because he's been acting since 1997.
Bro, he was in some films and some
he was
shows.
In Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
He was not in
He
Buffy.
was in Buffy the Vampire. I am rewatching Buffy as we speak, and he come up with an episode and I'm saying, holy Christ, that's the Mandalorian.
Do you know unrelated, do you know a lot of people say Buffy is such an underrated show?
It was a great show, yeah. I used to watch it literally after school. It was crazy. It was always on.
I don't...
You didn't realize he
I didn't know he was acting that long. I mean,
Pedro
Pedro Pascal's been great. What I remember him from,
it's
like
Narcos.
Proper, it's Narcos.
Yeah, like everyone else.
He was great in that,
And recently I was watching The Equalizer, and
he's
I know
in the
he's
second one.
I know he's in The
He's in the
Equalizer,
second one,
but you don't really know until he's like, oh yeah, he's in The Equalizer
By
as
the way,
well.
and that was also a great performance in that.
He's good in that as well.
You know what? Yeah, a few episodes back, I shat on The Equalizer. I did. I take it back.
Yeah,
I take it back.
Yeah,
because
you shit on the Equalizer, man.
It
ridiculous,
doesn't make any
innit?
sense, innit?
It makes no sense. At the
lads,
time,
lads,
it was
lads,
crazy.
Lads,
It's Denzel.
Lads. I'm
No, because I remember the day when I said Equalizer.
I'm apologizing.
That's what you did.
Can I apologize, please?
You can.
Thank you. You're making me feel bad about apologizing now. Should have kept it to myself. I'm saying no, honestly, like even in that, Pedro Pascal played a really dodgy person.
Yeah.
He done it really well. And again, I think he's been like, even though he's been there, he hasn't been noticed. In the Wonder Woman 1840, whatever it is, that was horrible.
Yeah.
Like, I think he should have skipped that role.
Yeah.
But other than that, I think he's done well. But anyway, back to it.
Well, to be honest, when he was first cast as Joel, I was like,
Really?
Really?
because I've hammered those games to the death. So I love characters. So in my head, I already knew who
It didn't
I
look
wanted.
like a Pedro Pascal.
No,
But to be fair,
it
did you
didn't
want
look like Joel?
Did you want the guy who voiced Joel? Then?
No, it's because again obviously sounds Joel,
But he doesn't
look like Joel.
Oh, okay.
I wanted the look and feel. It's like when they casted Bella for Ellie. Again,
He didn't
not the look.
no.
But now
Is
you
he-
get a couple of episodes in, you think, yeah, okay, I get it.
You
So-
get attached.
There's a thing. There was like a massive campaign of the guy who does the voice for Kratos in God of War.
God of War,
Yeah.
Boy, that guy.
Was it read it, boy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he wanted to play the live action. I think they're still looking,
Okay.
but a lot of controversy. They don't want him to play it, but he is. But obviously, because he's a black man, he's not the Kratos. But flick a bit of white powder on
No, you
him.
don't
He
even
can.
have to do that. Because people getting so hung up on.
I've heard that.
Bit of,
No. Don't take it like that. Do not take it like that. No.
Are we allowed to put stuff like that on internet?
No. No. It's not a family show. It's not like that. But yeah, what I'm trying to say is, hey, let me land, please. I'm not digging a hole.
We need to get Fruities. We need to get Fruities.
Yeah. But Kratos, he's got this sort of like ghost-like powder demeanor because he is like.
Oh, the characters. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
You lot's head are in the wrong place.
All right, let's move on. Let's move on to episode 7, which was Left Behind. So this was the flashback. So Mark, you can confirm this. As I understand, this was a DLC part of the game.
The DLC came out after the initial first game. It happens between when Joel gets stabbed with a baseball bat in the series.
Yeah.
And I think he gets stabbed in this one in the game.
Yeah.
So it happens when Ellie was trying to figure out what to do with him, how to get the medicine, and in between that, and then that's when it happens, and then she does a flashback with how she got bitten, the reasons why she was bitten and stuff like that. And I have to say, it was one of my favourite episodes.
It's a very sweet episode.
Because it was a nice episode.
It was sweet, yeah.
I mean, because we go back to episode 3, where you get the whole love story with Bill and Frank.
Yeah.
And I wasn't a fan because they killed Bill, and Bill was a great character in the game. And I was
it's why I didn't get, because I thought, everything I was told beforehand was that Bill and Joel have this kind of relationship where they respect each other, but they bump heads all the time, kind of thing. And it would have been interesting to see that.
It's like a love-hate relationship. They they respect the world that they're in. Doesn't mean that they have to like each other. It just means they can just get on.
You can see that in the letter as well. When he said we're the type of people that have to protect, and so we're the just the way he said it in the thing. Like I respect what you're doing. You're protecting someone and all of that stuff.
Yeah,
the same
so
thing
you
I'm
protect
doing.
that person. Make sure you do. You don't have to save everybody. You just need to save the one.
Yeah.
And he put underneath their tests. And it's like, okay, well,
yeah,
that's a bit bad timing.
Yeah.
And then to kill off such an iconic character in the game in the way of, where's Bill? He's in that room. Joel walks into the room. He walks back out. Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
I was like, you can't kill him off that way. It's just, but. I know that everyone loved that storyline. I didn't get it. But so to come back round to another, controversial relationship with Ellie and Riley, I thought was lovely done. I thought it was brilliantly done.
For me, I've never been a fan of flashbacks episodes, unless it's something that has been mentioned many, many times beforehand in a story, and like you're looking forward to see. Oh, did it really happen?
They did that
way?
with this though, because even she spoke to Tess in the earlier seasons, like, "Oh, I went to the mall." She's like, "Oh, the one that was abandoned." He's like, "You were with anyone?" She said, "No, I was by myself."
But again,
and you knew there and then she's killed someone before.
But it was inconsequential though for me. No.
But you do want to know how she got there though, how she became who she became.
It was, I think, because that was a part of the games that you don't see that first time round. It's just like another thing. I mean, they could have done it, after the end, or they could have done it, but I think they did it there because what was going to happen. Obviously for 8 and 9 or 6, 7, 8 and 9, they knew what was coming. So if they put it in there, it makes perfect point because he's been stabbed. You got to find out how he's got injured. How he's got fit. Although going on to the next episode, he seems to be recovered very well.
By the way, with the next episode, like just in terms of the medical stuff, like she had no idea what she was doing, and she literally put penicillin
in the wound.
The wound.
Yeah.
From the Google searches I made, you should not do that.
No.
You should not do that at all.
That's the first thing I said. It's like, should you be doing that? All
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
wouldn't that kill him quicker?
I was just thinking, the penicillin will do this work. We'll get in there somehow.
Put it in there, just chuck it in.
I was thinking, is this meant to be HGH?
But
You go
it's so
somewhere?
good because she's such a young girl. She doesn't understand. Like even
makes
with
sense
the
for a story.
even
No,
with the
I
Henry and
agree.
Sam episode,
Yeah.
when she cut herself to try and do like a blood transfusion by just
By the way,
rubbing it on
that
his
was-
cut.
That was the
I
most
knew that was.
disgusting thing I've ever
I
seen in
knew
my
it was
life.
coming. I
Yeah.
knew that was coming. That Henry and Sam episode, and yet I was like, oh, it still
So
hurts.
heartbreaking.
So it still
By the way,
hurts.
but I think it was one of the benefits of not playing the game because I literally was screaming when that was happening. Like, I was going crazy, and I can imagine like he kills things, and then when he kills, I could not believe it, man.
Yeah.
It was like the
It's
craziest
like
thing.
when
I've
he
ever
says he turns that gun on to Joel, and you just think, shit, is he
Yeah.
gonna kill
Is it
Joel?
Joel? Yeah.
And then he just straight away, and it wasn't even like a hesitation. It was straight
Straight
there.
bang, yeah.
I was like, whoa,
Yeah, that was a lot.
great episode.
It was so good as well. He couldn't because he was deaf. He couldn't hear Ellie sleeping or
See,
whatever.
he's
it
not
was.
deaf
Yeah.
in the game.
I heard.
He's
Yes.
not deaf in the
Yes,
game.
I
It's a
heard.
good
Such a great
dynamic because then
adaptation.
he needs his brother that a little bit more, which they should have played on a little bit more.
Yeah.
But they sort of warrant it
Yeah.
more. So I was like, that's a really good touch. That was a
Yeah.
nice
Exactly.
touch. That was.
And I think in that episode, like, there's a great, like, in terms of, like, when she's doing the hunting, like, which she's taught her in a previous episode how to kind of shoot and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And she kills the deer, and then she's about to get to the deer, and, like, and then the kind of the preacher guy and the guy who voiced Joel in the game, his character. I forgot the
Yeah, he was
character's
in
name.
it, wasn't he?
He was in it,
was
yeah.
Yeah, I
episode
can't
8.
remember. Oh man, I can't remember his name.
Yeah,
but-
I'll try and get it. Go
Oh,
on.
the
it's
thing
gonna
is-
bug me.
I'll try and get it.
That
I'll
was
try and get it.
incredible. Like the whole kind of standoff between them, and
Yeah.
like, him saying, "This is not code. Like, go get the
Yeah,
the
you just go
penicillin."
get it. You go get it, and then when he
Yeah.
turns up again, eventually with the gun, but he's we know who you
By
are.
the way, it was the most scariest thing when he goes, "This wasn't a coincidence," and he's like telling her like
yeah.
about like what's happening and stuff like that, and it kind of connecting. By the way, setup payoff, like
Yeah.
the small the girl in the that kind of resort thing, and talking about like kind of grieving about her dad, and then we find out it's in fact Joel was the guy who killed the guy,
Yeah.
got stabbed by the guy, and like it was this incredible reveal.
I like the
And-
fact that it's like, yeah, where are all the dead bodies? Yeah, we're hiding them because it's winter.
Oh
So,
my God.
Okay, yeah, okay, that's fair. That's a
By
fair
the way,
point.
as
It's like-
soon
lovely soup though.
Oh.
by the way, as soon as the guy goes, it's venison, and the woman was like,
Yeah.
she kind of pauses and she's
Yeah.
like, okay. You know, and then they all knew. And it was like the
Troy
most
Baker,
horrible-
by the way.
Troy Baker,
yeah,
that's
there you
it.
go,
Troy
there you
Baker.
go.
But
Yeah.
this episode
and-
8 might have been my favorite.
Tommy, who plays Joel's brother in the game, was actually in the series as well. Episode.
Really?
Yeah.
You know, in my the psycho woman who was
Yes,
the
her second in command.
yeah,
the
that
guy
was-
with the
the
white
beard, the
hair,
beard,
the
yeah,
beard,
that's it.
yeah.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
that was him. That's Tommy.
The one that got his head split.
Yes.
That's the one.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yeah, that's the one.
Fairs.
Yeah,
But yeah.
but I think in that episode, like, by the way, like you kind of poo-pooed episode 8 a bit. When
Are you
I
still
speaking to
doing this? Are you still doing this?
What?
What's he doing?
He's still poo-pooing stuff.
You know what's interesting?
I
Kev?
poo-pooed episode. That's
No,
my
no,
favorite.
No,
Don't
not
listen
you.
to him.
It's the phrase. He's poo-pooing stuff.
Yeah, it's
I
ridiculous.
can't get over
It's
this.
not ridiculous.
But
you know
listen.
what's more
No,
ridiculous?
no.
He doesn't
Listen,
say it.
listen.
He doesn't say it. He doesn't say it. I'll wait for you. I'll wait for you.
No, you're
I'll
not
wait.
waiting for me.
I'll
Yeah,
wait.
Hash. Me and
I'll
you's
wait.
gonna have a real issue.
I'll wait.
What is
Yeah?
happening?
No,
No,
like-
hold up.
What is poo-pooing stuff?
You're shitting on it.
Oh, okay.
Hash.
This is not a family
Just
show.
delay
Why
the
just say
inevitable.
shitting on it?
Just shitting on it.
Hash. Don't do this. Because even though I know what you're gonna do, yeah, I am very much in the know in regards to this.
Is it?
Very much.
Is it?
Because even when you were talking about
Yeah.
obviously the whole deer and everything,
Yeah.
obviously Ellie was in
Yeah.
there's a shed situation, and obviously the don't do this.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're right. We have to move
Listen,
on. We have to
this
move
was my favorite episode. The thing is, I see what your thing is here. I watched it. The next day, you messaged the group saying, "Hey, this was crazy." You wanted me to react how I reacted when I watched it.
Yeah.
I was past that at that point. But it was my favorite episode, though.
She was, yeah.
Yeah.
The way she took that guy and the machete, fantastic.
I was so proud
By
of
the
her.
way, by the way, when you realize what he wants to do,
yeah,
and oh my goodness,
is that in the game, by the way?
Yeah.
That aspect of it.
That's
Yeah.
the way-
That is
Wow.
crazy.
yeah.
That's a heavy game.
That's
No,
it's,
Okay,
No,
man,
Mo,
you should
have
watch
you-
it.
have you not played
should
it?
Play it. You should play it.
I haven't played it. No?
Yeah.
Okay,
Play it.
look. Disclaimer. I haven't watched as much as these guys, but I know everything what's going on because I've played the game.
so how much did you watch, Cam?
Huh?
How much did you watch?
So this is my only
Wait,
gripe
wait.
with the TV series is
Yeah.
that they didn't
Pussy.
branch out enough. They literally got that storyline, put it on TV,
Sure.
and that was it.
Yeah.
I was like, there's a whole world of The Last of Us that I wanted to see, and we just did it from there to there. So obviously they're people who haven't played the game.
Yeah.
This is a great way for them to get a storyline out to them. But if you want the story and the action, go and play the game.
By the way, I think the only issue I had with episode 8 was there's a fire that's erupted, and he's at the source. He just looks at it and goes, you know what, I'll just deal with you later.
Yeah, it's not like we're in a wooden shack or anything.
Exactly, like, it was ridiculous.
Don't you see that as him being, he's that much of a piece of shit that he wanted to get to Ellie, that he cared about doing that more than taking
Yeah.
It's crazy, brother. And the fact that he wanted to do unspeakable things when there's literally the place is falling apart.
Yeah, he's a
crazy.
piece of shit, man.
It was crazy.
Oh, that was so
By
good,
the way,
man.
that character actor who played that horrific person in episode 8, he's a wonderful.
James. I think his name is James.
He's a that guy actor kind of thing. Like, you've seen him in so much stuff.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah,
You're talking about
yeah, but you've seen him in so much stuff. He's been in like
Scott Shepherd is his name.
oh, he's a phenomenal actor. He's been in so much great stuff. But for me, episode 9 wasn't as good as episode 8 in my opinion. Like, with the whole kind of like typical kind of game stuff. Like, how can Joel take out 14 men? You know what I mean? And it was so bad. They kind of did it in like a montage thing where it was kind of like dissolving.
You think it was so bad?
Like, no, like in terms of like, because it was so many people, they couldn't do it in real time because it was so many people. So they kind of did like a montage thing where each kill was dissolving into the next kill.
Yeah.
I don't know if you noticed. It was like...
But the thing is, he is so well, because they know him and they know what he's capable of, but we've not seen what he's capable of because they've mentioned it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tess has mentioned it, and even I think Bill mentioned it, and even Marlene knows what he can do.
But even Tommy, in terms of like saying like, do you regret what we've done, kind of thing, and stuff like that.
Can I just ask? Obviously, in regards to the TV, how much of Marlene do you see?
We see her in the first episode. We see her in a flashback in the beginning of the last episode.
And she's
then
mentioned
she's there at the end as well.
Because in the game, correct me if my memory showed me wrong, Marlene comes in when obviously he I think he's injured, or he takes Ellie to their camp, to their base.
That's where we see her again.
Yeah.
But then she's in there for a brief period, and then obviously she has to then take you're with her to get to somewhere. I can't remember what it was.
Yeah, no, that's kind of, we skip past that.
Okay.
So you don't. Because she there's no guns.
Yeah.
They try and get a battery instead of where there's guns.
But
that's the difference.
But in the game, you get to find out who she is because there is dialogue to find out who she is within the game, and so you kind of understand who she is, and there is a backstory between her and Joel.
So they did it a bit different. They kind of don't really explain her and Joel's, like, we know they don't really like each other.
Yeah.
We don't know what they've
We know
been
they've
through.
had history as well.
Yeah, we don't know of each other.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
they've had dealings with each other.
Exactly,
That's all we know.
But we find out with Marlene in the beginning of the last episode, they showed who plays Ellie in the game.
In the game,
Ashley Johnson.
Yeah.
She was pregnant with Ellie. And
that's
she
how she
gives
got-
birth as she's fighting a clicker.
No, not even a clicker. No, it was the most scariest thing because it was one that could move fast.
Bro,
And it was the most scariest thing that
the
ever
thing came at her and she's pushing the baby out at the same time she's stabbing this clicker.
You know, like because
How she killed him? She's like,
By
wow.
the way,
I don't remember clickers making that noise.
You know what's amazing about that? Yeah?
Oh, man.
What was amazing about that is because obviously we get the flashback, we understand why she's immune as well,
Yeah.
and stuff like that, and the fact that Ellie's mum lied to Marlene
About
about
the
the fact
umbilical
that
cord?
no, about like the fact that she said I cut it before I was bit.
The cord,
And,
yeah.
So and stuff like that. I thought that was great.
I still don't. Can anyone explain? I still don't understand how she's immune though.
I think it's because it was just an anomaly.
No, they
Yeah.
actually already they answered it in the show by saying the fact that
The cordyceps think it's
Cordyceps
infection
have grown
very
up into
small.
the brain, and
Yeah.
they're sending messages to the brain saying that it's something different.
yes,
Because it is a real life virus. It is it's a real
it
thing.
happens
So-
in nature, by the way. When
With
I found that
ants.
out,
Yeah.
Yeah, with
it was
ants.
the most scariest thing I've ever
But
seen. about it.
you know, out of all of this, obviously in the game as well, you know, the clickers weren't the scary thing to me. That didn't scare me as much.
It was the
It was the
bloaters.
spores.
The who?
Yes, by the way,
Spores,
and
yes,
that's
there's
a
no spores.
fundamental difference in the show.
Yes,
I
that's
think
right.
you both Kem and Mark can kind of attest to this, that the way people used to get infected was through spores, not through bites.
Yeah.
And
And
now
there's no real hordes.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't step on a vine and you send a message to someone like down the street and say, oh yeah, shit, there's someone over there.
The hive mind.
Yeah,
thing.
it's not, that was a good way of taking away the spores because when you're on TV, I suppose you can't.
It's
really
much more
see
easy to
spores.
understand. Exactly, it's much more
Yeah.
easier to understand for the audience. All right, if someone's infected, if they're bitten, it's a very easy way to kind of communicate information.
It's been done before, and it's easily reused as well.
Exactly
So,
in the zombie genre. Yeah,
of course,
that's a really good point.
It does. This is one good thing I loved about how they've done it in the game is that what would you do in that situation? I mean, she's obviously not his daughter, but it's you're going to kill, but you're going to give essentially a cure to a terrorist organization who then would they do the right thing or would they hold on to
and
that
also
power?
He basically decided the world's fate in that moment,
Yeah, but because in his
it's kind of selfish.
no, in his thing is he doesn't want Ellie.
That's
a
valid point.
Yeah.
Exactly, he doesn't want Ellie to die because it's his second chance to have a daughter. Basically,
Yeah, I get it,
You know
but
what I mean?
then
It's a second thing for him, redemption for him to save.
And he
to
doesn't
be
want her
able
to
to
die.
save her.
Yeah, because
But
he
the
couldn't
thing
save
is-
his daughter. Exactly.
But the thing is, if they did find the cure, would the Fireflies had given it out to everyone else, or would they have sold it, or what do you think they would have done with it?
Yeah,
Do you
I've
think
had-
they would have done it?
I've had that conversation as well.
Yeah.
I don't. I need to know
don't
more
know.
about the
You don't
Fireflies.
know.
I think that he did the right thing, probably the wrong way.
Yeah.
in the game, the Fireflies they're not good, but
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
not bad.
Yeah.
It's almost like the apocalypse is happening all around them. They don't care about what's happening all around them. They care about inside.
thing, yeah.
Yeah. So the same, what you lot are saying, the same sort of attitude Joel had towards everyone, like say, screw everyone else. For Ellie, they'll do the same, but for their own. So again, it's.
But how Pedro killed him at the end, killed Marley at the end.
I
I
will
tell
say-
you what, there was no emotion at
gonna-
all.
he's just gonna come after us.
He literally just you're gonna come after us. Bang! Not even a flinch. Nothing.
He's become so hardened now. It's like
Of course,
like
he-
he was in a
he's-
trance when he was going through that hospital, killing
Yeah.
you
everyone.
see it in his face.
Yeah.
There's
Really?
nothing there.
Yeah.
It was just he switched.
There is a portion in the game where he is almost in like a rage,
Yes.
and you're just going through killing people in a rage
You kind
mode.
of get that when he's
Interesting.
torching that person and
Yeah.
he gets that knife and he literally just straight into
Yeah.
his kneecap.
Kneecap.
Not even a flinch.
Yes,
Yeah,
that-
straight
yeah.
in.
Craziest
But
thing.
Mark,
Tell me on the map where you.
Oh.
Like,
no, but in the game, isn't there a point where I think it's either like an adrenaline or some sort of syringe that he's injected himself to enable him to go for a rage, or is it something else, or is it a
I
different
think
thing?
that's in Last of Us. I think that's
No, it might be something else. But I do remember the rage that he's gone through at
He's
the end
got-
in the hospital wing.
Yeah, he does snap. But then it does lead nicely on to season 2, what happens at the end of season 9, episode 9. So
Quick question, before we go into that, quick question. In terms of, obviously, you guys are both parents. The whole aspect of, like, lying to your children and stuff like that. Like,
do it every day. I'm not even going to lie.
So how
Daddy,
do you, so how,
Daddy, is it sunny outside?
Mate.
No, it's fucking raining.
so how do we feel about him lying
No,
to
'cause
Ellie at the end?
for me, it makes sense because, like I heard a long time ago, like in an old TV show, what was it? I forgot the name of the show. Basically, a young child asks her mum, "Would you lie to me?" She goes, "Of course I'll lie to you. I love you." The kind of thing. Like, so basically, to protect your kids, you do and say whatever to kind of protect them. And like, obviously, he knows that Ellie wants to do the right thing and to save everyone. And Joel's like, he knows he has to lie to her and say that raiders came and all that kind of stuff.
So
So
he
like,
could lose her by lying
you know
to
what I
her,
mean?
though. That's
but at the
problem-
same
the
time, and
problem is
that's
that-
what's going to probably
Yeah, the problem
going
is
into what
that
you're about to say. Go on.
She had given herself
yeah.
to the fire. She's given herself to this cause.
Yeah.
And what he's done is taken that cause away.
Yeah.
So now, what is the purpose of her life and her having this gift, I suppose we could call it. So
Yeah.
now he's sort of taken it away upon himself, and he's done it purely for selfish reasons for him.
Yeah.
Now, as a father, I mean, I would be in that situation. I would have done exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
Fuck the world.
Yeah.
You know, that's my son. You're not going to rip my son's brain open just to get some cordyceps that you may or may not use to help heal the world. No, sorry. I would.
And she was definitely dying, right? She wasn't.
She was going to die. Yeah, she
No,
was
she,
gonna
that,
die.
to take the. they would have had to take all the cordyceps out of her brain.
She's done.
Done. That would have been,
Yeah.
yeah, that,
Exactly.
But yeah, that is again. It's only a if scenario. It might work. It wasn't a sue on. They were in the end of the day. They were in broken down hospital. You know, how much can they do?
They didn't run any tests.
Yeah.
Nothing. They just dashed her in the table.
It's just going to work. I don't know. Let's just get a couple of people and inject him. Let's find out.
It's crazy. And that kind of goes into kind of like what's going to be next season. There's going to be a reckoning.
Oh, if you haven't played the episode Last of Us Part 2, man, get on it.
I think just for me, who hasn't played any of the games, I think it's going to probably be a reckoning in regards to her basically finding out that Joel's like her, basically.
The good thing about season 2, what happened in episode 9 is there's two separate paths that they've created, and it's going to be absolutely. I'm not going to ruin it. I'm not going to spoil it. I know we've spoiled a lot, but I'm not going to spoil season 2 for everybody. Because I tell you what, until you see it, it's going to be, you're going to be either really pissed off.
I will say this before I ask you quickly what your overall thoughts are on the season. There was one shot in that last episode that I got so gassed over. I loved it so much. It's when Ellie and Joel are walking, and then the guy in the back, the army man, just threw that flashbang.
Yeah.
And you could just see it over his shoulder.
Yeah,
And
incredible.
I was just like, what a shot. This was so good.
Incredible, yeah.
Yeah. But overall thoughts, Mark, what did you think?
I loved it. I mean, I loved the game. The only gripe was that, I loved it. I would have preferred it if they would have expanded out on the world as a whole.
Yeah.
But other than that, I thought.
You still think they did it
Brilliant.
justice?
Yeah, still did absolute justice. I think it's brilliant.
Yeah. For me, I have very superficial kind of grasp of the show. I think all in all, overall, I loved the show. I thought it was so engaging. I thought the characterization that has happened throughout the game has been fantastic. Again, they've also expanded on a lot of the source material, which has been amazing, and it's mostly worked for me. So yeah, I cannot wait for season 2.
Cam.
Yes, Cam.
Go on, Cam. Go on, Cam.
Look,
I know you'd like it though.
I think you'd like it.
Yeah.
oh no, I'm going to give it a great.
Even if you watch the first 2 episodes and the last episode, I mean, the first 2 episodes are mind blowing.
Like if it, as you say, if it's close to the source material, there's nothing for me not to like, because as I said, I played it like maybe on every platform, PlayStation 3, 4, 5.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
and it's just been released on Steam for the PC, which I
Wow.
pre-ordered.
And I played all.
Nice.
That's
That's why I asked the questions I asked, because even like the DLC with Ellie and Riley, that was brilliant. You felt the chemistry within the game.
Yeah.
So to translate that onto screen, it would be good to see. Even with the chemistry between her and Joel.
Yeah.
It's like, as a parent, don't forget, when I first played this game, I wasn't a parent.
Yeah.
Playing, and then now being a parent,
Different.
I'm telling you now, I had a different sort of aspect to how oversight of the game. I look at the game differently, because when I played it when I was younger, I wasn't a parent, and the game was just brilliant. Just zombies, killing, all of that. Now when you see certain things like, oh, I wouldn't have done that. I would have done that. Of course I would have done that. When Mark said, screw the world, that's my son.
Yeah.
Beforehand, when I didn't have a child, I'd be like, I'd understand, I'd look for the greater good.
Sure.
Now I've got a kid. Are you mad?
Yeah, of course.
So it's going to be a great watch for me.
Yeah, I mean, great show. I don't really have any gripes. And I just want to say shout out to Bella Ramsey and her acting as Ellie. She has been incredible in my opinion. And the character development between her and Joel, the relationship that they have now, is so great. I think she's so good. Even that little part she had in Game of Thrones, from then I thought she was a great actress.
She took down that troll. Badass.
Oh my God.
Badass.
Now, like, for her to do this, just incredible stuff.
1 second. We are going to have
Did you say 1 second?
Yeah.
1 second.
Why did you? No.
I thought I was hearing things about it.
Go ahead.
You know what? Yeah. You know the craziest thing about that? I did that intentionally, not for the laughs. I actually said it. I had thought about saying it, and I said it, and I regret it now. Anyway, we are going to have to do an episode dedicated to Game of Thrones. So whether we rewatch this or not, we are going to, because
do like a classic TV review.
Mate, I'm telling you now, Game of Thrones is going to be a big one, because there's so many things that people are still not happy with. Anyway, we're talking about Last of Us.
Yeah. What are you lot saying about? Nah.
No.
Can't do it.
Nah, I can't do it.
It's up to you guys, no problem.
We took away his toys.
Guys, sorry, we ain't really got much time, so we can't do Poker Face. We might be able to do it for another video, so look out for that one. But yeah, that was our Last of Us review. Mandalorian reviews are coming.
Yes.
What else, Hashi?
Mandalorian. Yellow Jacket. Have you guys watched Yellow Jacket? By the way?
There's
Yes.
Yellow Jacket 2.
No.
Yellow
Yeah,
Jacket.
it's incredible.
I started I think I'm almost finished the first season.
What is Yellow Jacket about? Quickly.
It's about a group of girls who crash land.
Yeah, the plane crashes.
Plane
It's
crash.
back in the 80s, or
In the
80s, late 80s, early
Yeah,
90s.
yeah.
And it's it was like the Fly, Lord of the Flies type thing.
Yes, but it's all females.
Okay, cool.
basically, and
All females and 2 guys.
two guys, and and
Interesting.
they well, it's crazy.
It's a flashback thing how they only a few of them survive, and they go back to see what's going on.
What's
go
the,
back and
what's
forth.
the genre? Drama, action?
I'll take kind of thriller.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'll definitely give that a
Yeah.
watch.
Yeah, I might give that a watch.
Definitely worth a watch.
But
Cool.
yeah, we got stuff coming. Succession is going to be coming out
Oh
soon
my
as well.
goodness,
And this
Succession.
guy is super excited about it.
By the way, last season,
Yeah.
they announced it.
There's a lot of stuff though, guys. And yeah, we'll see you guys soon. But yeah, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Thank you, Mark, for joining us.
Thank
in this
you, Mark.
episode.
Thank you for
Appreciate
having me.
it.
Yeah, mate. Good fun.
Yeah, and hit the notification bell. I'm rattled right now. I don't know what I'm saying. Hit the bell so you get notifications when the videos are coming up. And give us 5 stars on all the streaming platforms. And yeah, we'll see you guys soon. Peace.
Peace.